RxAngular. I'm sorry I forgot about you. I actually did forget completely about RxAngular. This was released a couple years ago. I looked at it a bit, and I'm like, support selectors. All right. See, I'm kind of an idealist, and if I see something that has a dead end somewhere, I tend to sort of discard it, even if it is actually really awesome for other things. So here in my article that I'm editing because I published it without taking RxAngular into account, I have the popularity statistics. RxAngular has 37,000 weekly downloads and 1.3 thousand stars. I included ELF, which has less than that on both of those categories. But Akita has more, and I kind of felt like I had to include Akita. And so I felt like I had to include ELF since Akita is created by the same person as ELF, and he says to use ELF instead. So I didn't really look like it's close enough to Akita though, and honestly I like it more. We'll see, like I need to look into it more. But I think it has, I mean, out of all of these, I might prefer RxAngular because you'll see in a bit, but the docs, like the way you do it, the API, is very similar to a lot of the reactive utilities that I've been creating. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. So one thing that'd be nice is if they had a favicon or favicon, whatever it's called, because for a second I had to pause to find it in my tabs. But anyway, let's look through the docs a bit. These are new docs that Lars sent me. What's his last name? Lars Nielsen. He sent this to me, and this is like future. This is going to be like merged into the main branch soon or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this is, but it's a future thing. So I have the most up-to-date docs, and yeah, I already definitely knew about this. This is awesome. It has been incorporated into NGRX. That's the push pipe and the NGRX let directive. And then I'm not 100% sure. High performance and ergonomic Angular UI libs. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, so yeah, I need to look into all of these. Well, these two anyway, because I haven't looked much into this. I think I'll look into this right now because I don't think I have looked into this before, and it will be short, I think. And then I can move on to the state stuff. The examples, I think, are probably the best to go to directly, so let's look at these. Extract. This is like the TypeScript extract or exclude, something like that. So yeah, you're just grabbing the object and removing these properties from it. So name and ID. And so you're just going to get the type. Cats without types. Wait a sec. No, opposite. You're taking the array of objects and you're specifying the properties that you want, which makes sense. And it looks like these are functions that you just import directly, so that's cool. And we haven't looked at this yet, but this will set the state to the result of extract. This is so similar to state adapt. Like this is like the connect thing. This is connecting animals. I think that's going to be a property. And then you have an observable, and then you have like a transformation you can do. So this is like 3 things in one for me. This is so this is like the adapter method name, and this is like the implementation. I don't know, it's kind of mixed, but basically, yeah, it's very similar to what I have, but it's different in some important ways. So, but we'll look at that later. Edge cases. Usually edge cases come with long explanations. What do they mean? What I think they mean with edge cases, or is this something different? Oh, I see. They're extracting these from this array, and then going to have undefined. That makes total sense. All right, I think I'm happy with this. Doc has no name. Has party, but they're not found in one end string. Well, here's your first problem. You're typing this as any. So yeah, anyway, so it's looking for ID and name. So it's just gonna it's not gonna have runtime errors. So it's kind of how you'd expect a convenient function to work. It produces undefined if you're not gonna get what you're looking for. So insert. I expect this to be similar. So ID. Oh, ID. Is it based off ID? Or no? It's just adding it, and it's gonna append it. And you can append multiple. Okay, so these are just general utilities that you might use with RxState, I think. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. I mean, it's not much more work. Not much more work to just append this, but I think the idea is this is like more performant or something. That's what it said on the homepage. So, all right, remove 1, 2, 3, removing by reference. And then here you've got a function. Oh, okay, that's good. Don't have non-existent creatures inside your creatures array. That would be bad. So, this is strange. Oh, I see. A must be the creatures, an entity from there. B must be non-existent creatures. So here's your condition for removing. Okay. All right. So like filter, append, extract to dictionary. Oh, keyed by the ID. Okay. That's convenient. That's convenient. Update now. And this marks the one that's going to be updated. Okay. This makes good sense. All right, object delete prop. Can guess what that does. Dictionary to array. I can guess what that does. You don't need to specify the key because it's already there. Just grab the values. So it's just like object.values. I hope I'm getting that right. I mean, like, yeah, that's what it has to be. Patch. Oh, I see. Okay, so okay, makes sense. Just patch. That's simple. Set prop. Set name to Bella. Huh. This is like these are convenient for reducing the amount of stuff you have to do with spread operators. So, when you're defining adapters with state adapt, probably wouldn't hurt to import some of these. But I think I'm going to explore the pattern in the future. But I think when you're like joining adapters together, if you define adapters for really simple things, then for like bigger things, you join adapters. You never actually have to do like really deeply nested state updates. So, I mean, this still might be convenient, but I hope it's typed. I hope they know what to expect here with TypeScript. Slice. Cat without type. What's the difference? Oh, extract is doing it for an array. Slice is doing it for an individual one. Okay, easy. Easy. Toggle. Oh, nice. That's useful. That's useful. Actually, yeah, it's useful, but there are possibilities with state adapt that are going to be awesome. So let's So more on the O. So this is O. So there's a CDK. All right. Set of tools for immutable updates. Currently, transformation helpers support management of object and arrays. I'm not sure what that means. It's just like it's immutable updates. So, I mean, how opinionated can it be? I don't know. But it's time to look at the other one. All right. Reactive component state for Angular. Hey, I think I saw this while I was driving. I didn't see it. I listened to it. Yeah, pretty sure this is the one. Yeah, at the end of the video, he said the next video was going to be an interview with the creators of RxState, RxAngular. But that was the last video, and it was like 6 or 8 months ago, a while ago. So hopefully eventually do that. But all right, I'm going to read through this. So basically, there are global state management solutions like Akita, NGX, and GXS. But what about component level? So is this the first one that did like component level state? Although in the video, he says this can also be used for global. Like it can be shared, which it should be. Like it would be ridiculous to not let it be shared. Like imagine having a component and then being like stuck. It's a syntactic dead end if you need to then share it with something else for some reason. Features are never static. They always change. So that's why, I'm really interested in seeing how they do the selector stuff. So it's just really convenient for subscriptions. Honestly, if I were working on the docs, I'd put an example first because I used to have a long like description on the homepage of StateAdapt, and then I realized that I hated it after it was there for a while. I'm like, it's like this theoretical, esoteric, like attempt at persuasion. But the most persuasive thing about StateAdapt is honestly name store equals adapt name Bob. Name is his namespace for Redux DevTools. Oh, look, that's like a behavior subject, but it's in Redux DevTools. How cool is that? So I am a big fan of like show, don't tell. But I mean, I read this and it looks accurate. I just am much more interested in examples, and I think a lot of developers are. So got a counter example on StackBlitz. That would be a good thing to look at. This looks interesting. I really hope that people eventually go zoneless and Angular becomes better at just taking advantage of fine-grained reactivity with RxJS, and I hope that this is the direction of Angular. I hope that this is. I think it's the general direction they want to go, but there are a lot of people in the Angular community who don't like RxJS that much, and I just think that fine-grained reactivity and reactivity in general is the future. So, like for that reason alone, like just for the ethos, like the philosophy of this library, I strongly would encourage using it just for that, because just by default, it comes with a reactive API that's close to what I created for all of these. Like for these, we've got this reactive store thing and I've got extra utilities, and it may not be identical, but I mean, like, look at this. I've got React. I almost call it Connect, and it's really similar to their syntax. The difference is I have my state change logic all extracted out. But I'm honestly not too opposed to the way they do it, because I don't think it'd be too hard to extract out later. Like you take this, give it a name, put it here, or wherever here, paste it, and it'd be good. I mean, you could even make it an arrow function as a property. Maybe that would be, yeah. So the idea is just like progressive incremental changes to syntax. And so I think the way they do it, I think it's close enough to something that enables reusability with state management patterns, that it's not a problem. It kind of takes my philosophy where, inline might be better initially, just to get going, but then you can literally cut and paste this object outside of it. And granted, state adapt is easier to do that with because it's a single object, and then you're taking this this object that was inline, and that exact thing, just cut, paste, name it, refer to it, and you're done. And then copy and paste the line, and now you have two stores. You reuse state, and it's so fast to do that. So I think that's better, but it doesn't really cost much to start out this way either. You've got, well, it depends on the situation. But if you have like observables that you want to feed into the store, you're going to create the adapter. Like you're going to already take that, cut and paste, extract that object out. That step you're going to have done it. And then over here, so you can add the object that specifies what thing. So it is, I think, slightly faster for them to get directly to this stage. And I think this might be more common than reusing state logic. So their approach might be better in that way. But it might get a little messy because they have extra stuff you can do. And I think the best way to specify state change logic is grouped together because state changes and selectors, they're all about that state interface, the shape of state, and centralizing all that logic is, I think, really valuable. So I like the way state adapt does it, but some people might prefer this. Oh, oops, didn't mean to click on it. Okay. All right, I'm going to look at an example now. Probably the stack blitz one. Where did that one go? Here it is. All right, so you don't need these operators. That's what the video said. Uh-oh. Some version thing, probably. Yeah, I feel bad. Like it's so annoying keeping up with stack blitz examples because versions can change, and then, oh, this is old. This is very old. Okay, I'll find a new example. Or I'll just look at the code because I trust that it was working at some point, and I don't think it will have changed that much. So this is awesome. This looks like state adapt. Well, it's just reactivity, so good. Where do they actually put the, solution? I see. Oh, it worked this time. That's weird. Let's look at the solution, though. I don't care about the missing stuff. So you imperatively set state. I mean, you're going to have at least one imperative statement here, so whatever. And then you call connect a bunch of times. And this is something that I think, yeah. This is faster to get started up front because is ticking, that's an object property. And by default, it's got set is ticking as a reaction, as a state change. So that is faster. Less code. But still, either way, I love this so much. This feels like state up because it is reactive. Like, I mean, if you ignore the fact that they're calling this many times, this is basically declarative. I mean, it's not technically, because it's calling it. And honestly, I wish they had like one function where you set it. Like, how convenient would that be if it was like identical to state adapt? Like, you set initial state, and then you got the object where you have is ticking, and then on the other side, the observable that causes that state change. And the difference is default is set for them, and then like I could just generate some set state changes and maybe I should. That's probably a good idea. So set is ticking, and then you got the payload or whatever. That'd be super nice. So yeah, that'd be super nice. But Maybe I should just try to contribute to this and try to figure out a way to get them to do it more in a stated app kind of way. See if they could add Redux DevTools support. That'd be pretty interesting. Yeah, and then you got all this like extra processing, and I mean, this is fine. I just think this observable should be defined down here, but whatever. I mean, like, they've already defined a bunch of observables right here. Why not also define this there? But it doesn't hurt, I guess, to do it inline. But yeah. But you know, this is amazing still. Combine latest. Ugh. Why is this deprecated? Oh, it's got to be an array. Yeah, this is kind of a couple years old. So, okay, here's a question I have. Still got some console errors. Let's try refreshing. See what happens. Still there. But yeah, it's just not working. I would have liked to see how, like, combine latest. I mean, this will emit and then this will emit, right? And then it'll be inconsistent state in between, like as intermediate state, right? And then that. I'm really interested because Michael Kladke is part of the core, RxJS team. So I'm really interested in seeing how like the, what he does here, how this is architected under the hood. But anyway, I think this is pretty straightforward. That video, I think, was the most up-to-date thing, honestly, this video, because he talked about putting it in a service and then injecting it, and that's better in general. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, I just forked this already. This will be right here, RxAngular, okay? I forked this, and I'm going to go through the process I did with everything else. I'm going to start with the most advanced thing first, because that is, I need to make sure that it can support everything, and I need to know how it can support everything, and those are like where the challenges are. So I'm going to start with this, and I might do something like this, but not yet. I will start with like vanilla, RxAngular, make all those changes, and then I'm going to graph the results onto this, except I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this, because this only lets me graph 7 lines at the max. So maybe I can hack this somehow. I mean, maybe I can. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not showing up. So, no, can't hack that. So, I'll just add it on with Photoshop, I guess. All right, back to RxAngular. First thing, comment everything out. That's done. Now, comment it out in app module. Now, change the dependencies. It was just RxJS before, so now it'll be RxAngular. So let's look at the documentation. Getting started. Yeah, you can connect global state. Where do you actually set it up? Installation is actually on the overview page. So I'll do this. Copy that. Let's go over here. Add that. All right. Okay, installation complete. Now I'm going to do the crazy thing and uncomment the hardest one and get started over there. It's just using RxJS right now, so it should already just be fine. It should just be working, unlike previous rewrites, because it didn't have any dependencies. So I'm just going to do the vanilla thing first, not going to do this reactive store here. So I will remove this dependency, and I will extend Well, I will look at examples with RxAngular, figure out how to do this here. They have this here, basic setup in a service. Usage with services. Here we go. This is what I will extend. Okay. Does it have to be an interface? I will try an array. Okay, let's go over here and do that. RxState. Awesome. Yeah, I have to get rid of that. Okay, now we get to actually fix this and make it work. This super call isn't necessary. I think this might have to be a this might have to be hold. That's why you subscribe to things. I think this might have to be an object. I think select has to be an object. And they look at selectors. Select. It's an operator function. And that's going to return an observable. So you can do map or a key. Okay. Or just grab an observable of the state. All right. Makes sense. So I think I'd do select with a map. Yeah, I'm going to do select with a map to get to get what I need. This mapped thing here. Or here. Wow, that's all it took. Just a map. Cool. Awesome. Now, how about set state? I wonder if, it'll just be set, right? Yeah, set. Beautiful. Look at that. How fast was that to convert? That was very fast. And now we just need to do this. So instead of this, it'll be this. My thing's in the way. All right. This dot set. And then we'll do a bunch of connects. This dot connect. And we need to set the entire state. We've got I didn't do this. I mean, I didn't. Well, first thing we need to do is just connect. How do you connect everything? How do you connect the entire state object? Let's see. It could be a key or a slice. What is this? Oh, I think this sets the whole thing. Very cool. Ah, man. It's making me a little jealous because this is actually really cool. Oh, man, that is so cool. Way to go. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, now we're going to set all to black. So in state adapt, and the way that I've made these things, and the way that they are anyway, is you've got methods with specific state changes here. But with RxAngular, I think you have to map to this as part of the observable here. So this would be, this would just turn into black colors, I guess, whatever. And then you just connect that as well. That probably is, I'm just going to do it right now. Black out. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to use the second argument and do it there, because then it's easier to extract, and I don't want it to be inside the pipes. I want it to be as much towards the end as possible, so it's easier to extract into a state change function if you want to. Okay, so I added this. This looks very good. It's giving me a type warning saying void doesn't work. So now I get to use a function, and I actually love this. This is so convenient. And now I don't need that. and change color. I can still use this. Hang on. Is there a way, even, like, should I even? Because if this is I could make this a pure function. I can make this return. And then I can just do, I can try this. Where are we looking? The store. Oh, we're down here again. So, okay, so this, I think I like this. I like this because this is actually similar to an adapter method now. It's very similar to an adapter method. Yeah, I could literally have an object that has these things now if I wanted to. And this is similar to how state adapt would have it. So state adapt, you'd be able to easily use inside the, like, state adapters. You'd be able to use, and then change color. And this isn't going to be internally imperative. Should this count as an imperative statement in the other libraries? No, I decided no because it's like internal. It's kind of part of the same object, even though it's so fuzzy still. I don't love it. Anyway, so that's basically what I've done here, and I am going to now move it outside. I am going to do this. I'm going to make an adapter now. This is the first library I've done this for, aside from state adapt, of course. But this is going to look like the adapter for state adapt. So why don't I just copy that? Change color. Wait, down here. RxAngular. That's better. There we go. The difference is this isn't type inferred yet, but I mean, that's easy. I can type that. Okay, and then just do set all to black. Ah, that is so beautiful. All right. This is something you'd have to do in state adapt and whatever. This. I need to connect the state change subject. Or do I? You know, actually, I could still just keep it in here. But then, why did I do this? This is like, let me think for a minute. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to export this with this file, and in the component, I'm going to connect it. Then I'd have to define that subject, so we're back to that. The thing is, though, this library enables easy use of pure functions for state management logic. So I want to take advantage of that. I really want to take advantage of that and have this object with ways that state can change. For sure. I definitely want this. So I was wrong about something. I don't have to create a method that I would call from the component in state adapt or this. I can export a subject here called change or favorite color change, and that will be able to be used here and in the component. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so here's what that looks like. It's the arguments. It's a tuple, so that's cool. It's just going to be the exact same as in state adapt and what I've done before. So this will be disliked, and this is neutral. Okay. That's not supposed to be, yeah, map and every or not function. So I hope it's okay for it to be an array. I mean, it's letting, like it's, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, it converted it to an object. Okay. Is that on purpose? Or is that on accident? I think that it needs to be an object. I mean, in reality, like most actual cases, you're going to have an object, but sometimes you're not going to. And it's nice to have the flexibility to put whatever interface you want, whatever type you want. So I don't like this. I mean, I'm sure there are good optimizations that are enabled because of it, but okay. All right, it needs to be an object. Fine. It's just like Akita. Okay. I think I'm going to import those utils now. I'm going to install them. This will make this a little nicer. Patch. That's what it's going to be. Patch. Where's patch? Here we go. Well, first I have to install this. What was it? RxAngular /CDK. Okay. Okay, so I'll patch colors. Oh, wait a sec. I'll patch the entire state with colors. Doesn't help. Where do I update? I already have the update logic here. So I guess, I mean, all I'm really saving is doing this. And then putting colors.map, putting all that right there. So it's this versus, this is messy right now, but why is this deprecated? What? Oh, from state. Oh. Why isn't it found? It should be found by now. Ooh, beta. It's in beta. Too bad I'm using it. What's the issue? Of course you can find it. Don't be ridiculous. All right, so state, and then it'll be colors, right? Or no. Oops. And then this. So which one's better? Which one's better? Let me move this to here. All right. We've got this. Wait a sec. No, it really will be all this. I'm going to get rid of this last thing here. Okay, so it's going to be either... What is going on? I'm too mixed up here. So it's either going to be this or this, with this moved into here. Oops, no, into the entire thing. So into here. I think this one is better. It's got to be. What? Huh. Yeah, it does. It's gotta. Let me see. Wait a sec, what am I doing? I'm doing this inside a selector. I don't want to do this here. What am I doing? It's the adapter. Yeah, the adapter. This is where the problem's going to be. So, yeah. If I had access to join adapters, that'd be super convenient, because then I could just do a const color adapter equals join, and then set the colors property, and the selectors, everything would update. Everything would be fine. But it's such a nice function. But yeah, I'm gonna undo. How do I do this? It makes extra boilerplate. So I'm looking at Akita, and it's got this update function. I'm pretty sure there will be some convenient state change functions in RxAngular, right? I think I hope. We'll see. Well, this actually is like patch. This is gonna be like patch. Yeah, if you're gonna do set colors. For change color, yeah, there's no getting around it. You do have to do this. So it's patch with the new colors. So I think I need to define color state. Because I'm going to go use that in the adapter methods now. It's funny. This is such an annoying example because it's using an array as state, and it's not super common. So if people assume that it's going to have that, they're going to it'll be more lines of code for them. So that's unfortunate, but oh well. All right, so I just needed, I'm not patching anything. I'm just returning state.colors. And is that the outer one? Yes, I think so. What's the deal here? Where is this? Okay, let me figure this out. Just need the arrow. All right. Okay, now adapter stuff. All right, so that's what it looks like for the set all to black. Now this one. Just wrap it in a patch again. Okay, now save that. And it made a little bit of more lines of code, but that's not the end of the world. All right. Okay. All right. And then loading state. I need to wrap that. Oops. Okay. And then same with all of these. So. Okay, that made more lines of code, but that's not the end of the world again. All right, I saved it already, so I'm gonna refresh. Hopefully it figures it out with this CDK thing. Please work. No, why? Where's it from? Maybe I'll grab it from the state thing. Even though it's deprecated, it should just work. It's deprecated, but whatever. Okay, and it should, yes, awesome. Yeah, barely had to change the component. I wonder if this is even gonna work. It works. Yeah, it works. I'm gonna see if there's a faster, like a better, more performant way to do that. But anyway, yeah, everything is working. Everything is just working. So cool. I guess that's pretty nice. Is it gonna? It should. Okay, why didn't it refresh? It didn't. I mean, it didn't reset the state. Is it unsubscribing at least? Let's see. All right, added a console log so you can see the down here the when you change this, it logs it. Now, is it going to call finalize? No. So when the component unsubscribes, it's still going to it's still going to be subscribed to these observables. So connect is like a permanent thing. Well, not only that, but it subscribes to it permanently. Probably eagerly, I would assume, too. Like if we got rid of the entire template, it would still, the internal state would still subscribe to this. And yeah. Huh. So far, this behavior is different from everything else so far. Because when a component is instantiated, you want fresh state, or fresh subscriptions at least, right? Well, when a component goes away, you want everything to be unsubscribed, or do you? I don't know. It's how it's working with everything else right now. So, I'm about to get into some details that I don't want to get into. Okay, so I sent a question to Lars, and he invited me to the Slack for RxAngular. So I'm going to ask the RxAngular people about this. I mean, I would like to get to an answer tonight, though, but I'm not sure this is possible. So first thing I'm going to do is fork this so that I'm not constantly changing the thing I'm going to share with them. And then I will be able to ask the question, and then I'll explore. But I mean, what I did here with just everything, elf and everything, is this is like the connect method. It adds to sources. Require sources is part of every single select. So if you're reading state, it's subscribing. If you stop reading state, it unsubscribes. I think that would be cool. I wonder if they have anything like that, or if they've thought about it, or if maybe it's not convenient enough. I don't know. But it'd be cool if maybe they created a new method if they didn't have one that did that. So, oh, cool. All right. Oh, it's been a while since people commented. All right. I don't know how private this is supposed to be. I hope it's not that private, because I am putting this in a video apparently. All right, it's been a bit, and I still don't have an answer. I prefer figuring things out on my own, but anyway, I thought I would get a lot further tonight. It's like getting too late for me now. So maybe I'll stop. I mean, it basically works. It's not a showstopper. I did implement it. It works. And one thing you could do is you could also define all of these to start with an observable that selects some state, and that state gets set again every time the component opens. It's not awesome. It's more work than other libraries, and I'm afraid because of this nested thing that RxAngular won't score as high as others on the lines of code. And this isn't imperative. I mean, this is basically declared. I mean, technically it is, but it's all together. I'm being lenient on imperative, because honestly, I'm fine with this. It is good enough. It is like it's good. It's very good. So I'm going to wait for the answer for 10 minutes, and I'm going to be reading through the docs. And if I don't get anything, I'm going to, maybe I shouldn't read through the docs. I'm just going to think for a minute first and just try to theorize how they handle the subscriptions and how, actually, I should just look on here. I should just look at the documentation, see what other APIs they have. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Hold so I can connect. I don't think there's accumulator. What is that? Oh, so you got signal instead of source. No. Hey, I got an answer. So, all right, I'm excited. This is going to be pretty easy, actually. All right, so get rid of this pipe. Don't need that garbage. And go here. And let's say I did provided in root. Get rid of this nonsense. How am I accessing this? Yeah, I'm putting them in the constructor. Yeah, I'll need to, so those will be mentioned twice, but anyway, I'm getting rid of this, getting rid of that, getting rid of that. So this is interesting. And then providers, that can be here. Providers. And I can paste these. And they say if I do this, things will be unsubscribed when the component is destroyed. So hope that works. All right. Hey, what's the warning? Inherits its injectable token, but doesn't provide one itself. What does that mean? Wow, oh, yeah, that's true. So this is different behavior again. It's actually restarting all of the state, which isn't that what stated app does? Let me see what stated app does. It's loading. Let's close it. Well, that doesn't actually provide me with any information. All right. Yeah, that's what stated app does. Sweet. Okay, so this can work similar to how stated app does. Shoot. It's not a singleton. It's not shared state. Frick. It's not really shared state. It's not a singleton. It's a new instance for each one. I hope. Yeah, of course you need a different one for each injector. Okay, I'm going to pause and think about this. Oh, am I supposed to actually keep the, yeah, I think I'm supposed to keep this, but not do this. However, that doesn't actually change the behavior. This isn't actually shared state. With stated app, you can define that in a service. It just depends on whether you're subscribing to the state from it or not. That subscription is propagated up to the sources. So kind of wish RxAngular was like that. I don't think it is though. It should be. It should be. It should be. So the other question I was going to ask is about selectors. So, yeah. Is there a way to do this without debounce time? Like, ArcGIS is a little fluffy and it can get spaghetti-y with like all the operators and stuff. But if you can do this efficiently, I mean, I'm fine with that. I don't care. I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine. So that's just an alternative way of doing things. And if people are okay with that, then fine. Personally, I think things should be in state adapters with selectors, but pure functions. But I mean, inside the ArcGIS stream, you'll have pure functions littered throughout there. So that's not too bad. Just wondering how This is going to be difficult, I think, with the default way that this is done. It's not really shared state if it's scoped to the component. And this makes sense. It's good. But now it belongs to the component. And I want it to be shared. That's why I'm using a service, so I can share it between components. So if I look back at what he said, I'm just going to pause and figure this out later. So I'm going to go back to this because this shared state is more important than this other thing, this other behavior of having it reset. If I wanted it to on destroy, I would set it. And I don't know how, like, this seems annoying to manage, unfortunately. So, yeah, it seems annoying to manage. Just like these subscriptions are eternal. They're eternal. It's just like saying subscribe, basically. So, I'm sad about that. But as far as like having this in a good place to compare with other functions or other behavior, it has to be shared, and it has to refresh. That is important behavior. Because like it could be stale. Like it's supposed to mimic a network request. That's why it's supposed to refresh. So if anything, what I'm going to end up doing is in the component here, I'm going to call a method on, or I'm going to do .next on an observable. How do you control this? I think the only way to control this is to have these chain off of, or these things chain off of something else. So like an init subject. So like this is how I'm going to implement this. I'm just going to call it init, and it's going to be void. And it'll just be dot pipe switch map, and this will end up being the timer, I guess, of 3000. Okay, so that's how I have to do this now. I don't really. I think this is how I have to do it. Oh, I'm going to move that. Move it up here like this. There. And now in the component, that's how we have to do this. So you do this, and hey, it's loading orange. Then it comes to aqua. Then you change it back to orange. Close it. Do it again, and aqua. There we go. There's the behavior we're looking for. So unfortunately, this adds an imperative statement, but this is how to get the behavior I want. It has to be shared and refresh. This is how you have to have it. But it's not too bad. And overall, I strongly like this library. How would I rate it? 8 out of 10. That's how I'd rate it, because I like it. It would add 1 if they had selectors, and another one if it propagated the subscriptions to the selectors to the sources. Or what do they call them? Signal? No, not signal. That was a misunderstanding of mine. I don't remember what they call what. I'm gonna call it source. Yeah, source observable. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna count that as done now, and that, yeah, how do I feel about this? Is this okay? Does this give it a fair representation? I think so. I mean, I picked an annoying example with the state interface like this, but at least it saves some lines of code by having an adapter here. This would have been two separate methods, which would have been probably about the same lines of code. Anyway, no, I love this a lot. And actually, this is smart. Select. They get to add their operators at the end. Yeah, so this is smart. It's just I will end up re-implementing this as well. So both connect and select I will re-implement. So I'm going to kind of, I guess, save this, or I'm going to propagate these changes. I'm going to count the lines of code. Then I'm going to update my library or my article to reflect the imperative statements that will now, I think I can already add it. I think there's just one more. Let's do here. RxAngular. It's that init thing. So I'm going to say 5. And then, yes, this will end up being 4. So, I mean, this is like second only to state adapt. Yes, it is technically more reactive to propagate that subscription all the way up. It's like this weird like break in the middle where you're saying, okay, here's a special thing. This is the subscriptions are forever. It's not all the way reactive. But yeah, did I give any other of these libraries a break that I'm not giving RxAngular? I don't think so. Let me think about that for a minute. Well, I'm here on the NGX one, and let's see what happens. Does it reload them? It does. This is the reactive solution, though, so what was it doing? It was doing using before, so yeah, it was this way from the beginning. So yeah, I'm not giving it a hard time. I had like, look at it. It's very reactive. So, what more do you want? It's good. It's good. So yeah, I think it's fine. It's good how it is. I would say out of the box, it's the most reactive library I've seen, obviously, by the imperative statement count. It is beautiful. But you know what? It also makes me really appreciate state adapt because like it is kind of ugly looking. It's compact, but oh, it's beautiful too. It's so minimal and reactive in the most flexible way possible because these are state change names. These are pure functions. This is an adapter. I love this. I love this. Could it be better? Yeah, I'm sure it could be, but I thought long and hard about this syntax and how to get it as good as possible. But yeah, just the fact that like you can reuse these and then it listens, and then when you subscribe, it passes a subscription to the sources. It's just nice. And I'm so excited for the future of like adapter patterns. There's so much possible with those. All right, but this was the video about RxAngular and awesome library. I am super happy it exists. I would love to do what I can to help with it. And if there's anything I can do, I don't know if there's anything I can do, but like I'm going to try because I really want more people to program reactively. And right now I'm kind of just contributing to open source full time right now. So it's just kind of what I get to do. And so, yeah, RxState, I guess that's what I should call it. RxState, RxAngular is like it's like calling it NGRX and then NGRX store. This is RxState. Yeah, but yep, pretty awesome. I'm very happy with this. I'm like, it is wonderful. It's just awesome. It's so refreshing to see this. And that sets the state. Like, there are some things in this that are nicer than state adapt. Like, this is nice. But, I could create a connect method on stores that takes a source. Either a source, an array of sources, or an object. Extra things. But then it'd be defining it externally. And in this example, by itself, this would be, where is state? I don't know. Where you define, where you call adapt, you just pass this as the last thing. So, I mean, it's just as minimal as this. If you're going to do multiple, I guess that can be arrayed as well. So, yeah, I guess it is just as convenient as this. Maybe, I don't know. Set property setters. That would be awesome if I had property setters. Like this. No, I didn't have any of them, but colors. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. I'm stupid. Okay. I'm fixing this now. I could have done it like this. God, and that's like a main feature. Why didn't I do that before? So, derp. Does that work? I think that works too. Nope. Nope. I could make it observable, but at that point, what's the point? Anyway, so oh gosh, yes, this is. I should have done this. I should have done this earlier. But how did I not notice? This is so nice. Okay. Even these state changes. These, yeah, even these could have been for the color. Yeah, I could have. Yep. So here we go. All of these are going to be influencing colors, and I'm going to make this simpler again. So I don't need. I mean, shoot. It is just going to take in colors, so that'll be. But this doesn't matter actually, and I can do this. Oh gosh, thank goodness, jeez. And then this will be the same as well. Okay, and we will just return this without patch. Man, how did I not know that before? That was ridiculous. And this is still not liking it. What did I do wrong? Okay, so actually it passes in colors state, so I do need to have this. It just is going to return what we want. So that's the benefit. All right. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Get that out of here. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay. All right. All right. That is quite a bit better. this still is 4 lines of code when it could have just been one. So that one capability of passing the subscriptions and unsubscriptions, that could have saved like 9 lines of code here. 10, 11 total with the app, the component with this. If this were collapsed to one line, that would have saved code. So, oh well, that's how you get the behavior. I don't think there's another way. All right. I'm going to tell him that this is what I did and see what he says. Man, I just realized you weren't even watching that whole time. I was on my face. I should just stop showing my face completely. Just keep myself to this little square down here. Anyway, so I added this init down here and then change that on there. I don't remember how long I've been just looking at my face, but jeez. Anyway, so yeah, I added this colors argument as the first to the connect function, and this last function, it takes in the whole state, but then it's expected to only return the colors property. So this made it nicer. These are still extra lines of code. Anyway, I think that basically covers it. You probably followed along somewhat when I was just talking, but anyway, my bad, but it works. I tested it and it's good. And unless he responds with a better solution, this is the way to share state and refresh it every time a component opens or when you resubscribe. So there you go. Overall, one last thing. I'm going to turn these into selectors. I'm going to make this literally an adapter. The same way I did it before. So with state adapt. So I'm actually going to copy that. I'm going to go copy that right now. Where are you? Here you are. Okay. And back here. Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. And this will be colors state. This will be colors. And aside from that, it should be pretty similar. Dot colors, oops. Okay, which means now I can have this all in a single line. So all are black. I don't know. That should work, right? Wow, I had 2 extra? That's crazy. Okay, and then this one can be... Oh, not all are black. That's not what I wanted. Selectors. This one is all are black. The one up here is colors. And now it looks good having them on 2 lines, and that saves some code. So how cool is that? Doesn't matter, whatever. That's sort of just a matter of preference, but still, adapters are awesome. Yeah. And if I just imported one utility from state adapt, it'd be join adapters, and then I'd be able to automatically nest this into colors state. That'd be so nice. All right. Oh, and I'm not using patch anymore. Okay. Okay, that is it. Now I'm done. So we've got the adapter at the top. This actually really does look like... Okay, I'm wondering now then. What actually is part of these? Like what? Could this be done in the component? Like I like that it's shareable out here. But this is all out here. This is trivial. I mean, it's they're extending this, so whatever. they don't need to be. Well, it does reuse the selections. So I guess that is important. And then this is specific. This is something I have to do in state adapt as well. There's no way around that. And other than that, this looks, I mean, it looks fine. I don't think there's a way, because you're providing it to the component. If there is a way to grab one of these, maybe using the inject function or something, because I'm using inject inside the adapt function. So then it could, let's see, what would it do? Classes are annoying. But yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. If I could do that. In the component, if it extends state, then you can't extend 3 stores. Yeah. All right. All right. I think I'm done. So, but let's just count the lines of code now, since we're already here. 81, 78, that makes 159. Let's see, 81, 78, 75, 75, 6 and 3. Yep, 159. 159 lines of code, and how does that compare? I'm not ready to save this, so I'm going to go to one of the other ones and open it from here. Here's the graph. So what was it, 159? That puts it pretty much identical to Nginx component store. That's second place. That's really good. And if it weren't for that thing, it would be all the way down to, well, about here. And if I could figure out how to do it inside the component, if it didn't rely on classes and extending anything, I could probably get it really, really close. Probably right about on top of state adapt, if I could do that. Maybe. It'd be close. So, yeah. That is awesome. So pure ArcGIS. Wait a sec. Oh, this is, no, after, well, I haven't done the utilities on the RxAngular library yet. But if I do add extra utilities, I mean, I probably could get it a bit lower. It's already going to be, well, I could get a lot lower. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be exciting to see. So, all right. That's the end of this video. See you next time.